Welcome, everybody, to the launch of Full Scale Sports, the rebranding of Unlimited to Full Scale Sports. And as part of the launch day content, we have a review of the greatest 2 days of the wrestling calendar. Better than Mania, better than Rumble, better than SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, whatever you want. This is the best. It is New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 15. 2 nights, just incredible matches. I watched most of night 2 live. Couldn't get through the rest of it. I had to go to sleep. I was already falling asleep. But let's crack on with the review. Let's start with night 1 with the 21-man New Japan Rambo to determine who would challenge in that fatal four-way for the KOPW Provisional Trophy on night 2. Very silly, very long. Probably the low point of either night for me, and I still had enjoyment in it. The interactions between Minoru Suzuki and Yuji Nagata were really fun. There were some younger guys who really looked good. There were the young lions who basically got ganged up on. And there was Yano advancing to the Final Four without stepping foot in the ring. And the Final Four to go on to night 2 would be Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale, Bushi, and Toriano. And then kicking off the main portion of the show was the match to determine who would challenge for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title on night 2 between Hiromu Takahashi and El Phantasmo. And it was a very good match. But Phantasmo's weird. I don't quite get what they're going for with him. He's kind of like a spastic asshole. But it was a really damn good match. And El Phantasmo is a tremendous athlete. He does things that most people can't do. Most people wouldn't even try to do. He flies so high. He gets such elevation on his high-flying moves that it just looks inhuman. And Takahashi is one of my favorite guys in the world. He has an intensity about him that no one else can match. And that made for such a great stylistic blend. And I really enjoyed this match. And Hiromu got the win, moving on to night 2. And then we had, for the heavyweight tag titles, my boys, the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, versus Taichi and my boy Zack Sabre Jr., who were the champions coming in. And this was just a tremendous tag team match. I cannot tell you how much I love that type of tag team match. It went one way then the other, then back and forth, isolating and hot tags, and it all led to the finish, which was chaotic and all over the place, but in the right kinds of ways. And at the end, Jado has the referee distracted, which allows Tama Tonga to get the glove that Taichi would use. And he hit him with it. And then Tonga Loa hit apeshit. The, over-the-shoulder reverse pile driver he does. And for the first time ever, at Wrestle Kingdom, the Gorillas of Destiny win. Now, in the past couple months, they have both gotten the World Tag League and a win at Wrestle Kingdom out of the way. The two glaring things in their legacy. Gorillas of Destiny are really, really, really are in the conversation for best tag team in New Japan history. They are 7-time IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. That's insane. And they just prove match after match that they are the real deal. That they have this kind of tag team wrestling that it just works every time, no matter who it's against. Just fantastic. Then the fourth match was for the IWGP Right to Challenge briefcase. And before that, Jon Moxley gets on the screen, says, "Yo, I'm still here. I'm coming for the winner. You guys aren't going to find me. I'm going to find you." And I love Moxley. Like, I adore Jon Moxley. I adore him on the mic, in the ring. Just, he's, ever since leaving WWE, he has been on fire. He has not missed a beat. Nothing he has done has been bad. Nothing he has done has been less than great. Everything he's been doing has been fantastic, and that promo was no different. But this match for the right to challenge for the U.S. title, it was Kenta versus certified legend Satoshi Kojima. Really good match. Probably the most surprisingly good match of either night. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Very hard hitting. But you'd expect that from Kenta and Kojima. They just battered each other. But at the end, Kenta got the win. Go to sleep. It's going to be Kenta and Moxley, and I cannot wait to see that. And then we had Hiroshi Tanahashi versus the Great Okan, which was possibly the most disappointing singles match of either two nights. Not to say it was bad, but it wasn't great. It was good. It was okay. Tanahashi's awesome. I love Tanahashi. Great Okan is good. He's going to be good, but I just didn't feel it in this match. Maybe it's because I had no doubt that Tanahashi was winning from the start, but I just couldn't get into this match. It just, like, it was fine, but it was just okay. Then we had the co-main event, Kazuchika Okada versus Will Ospreay. I have my opinions on Will Ospreay. The speaking out movement exposed his disgusting actions and enabling an abuser to continue to be booked while blackmailing the individual who was assaulted. And like, this is the first Will Ospreay match I've watched since the summer, and if I wasn't reviewing this show, I probably would have skipped it, at least at first. But my God, this match was fantastic. Kazuchika Okada is the best wrestler in the world. And Will Ospreay's a fantastic athlete. He's improved on his on his repertoire outside of high flying immensely, and especially since moving up to heavyweight. And they just went all out, and the story they told was fantastic. Was Will Ospreay leaving Chaos, using Okada to get ahead, to get over, and once he thought he thoroughly did that, knife in the back. And this match throughout paid off. A year-long angle they were doing with Okada, where he abandoned the Rainmaker because it didn't work for him against Naito. He, in his weird little head, I couldn't beat Naito with it, so let's throw it away and start using the money clip, this weird Cobra Clutch style submission. But guess what? That wasn't putting Ospreay away. Ospreay was getting out of it every time until Ospreay used the Rainmaker on Okada and got that close to pinning him with it. And then Okada was like, nah, fam. And then Tombstone, Rainmaker, Rainmaker, 1, 2, 3. Okada wins. Fantastic match. Probably the best match of night one. Then we had the main event for the for the double belts, IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental title. I really hope they separate them soon. I think they will. I think I'll give my thoughts at the end, but I think they will separate them. Kota Ibushi challenging Tetsuya Naito. Really good match. Not as dangerous and, oh god, I think these guys are going to die as their other matches have been on big stages, but still a very, very good match. Very, very hard-hitting, good quality. Not to say there weren't some nasty head bumps. Like, I think it was Ibushi took a German on the outside and hit his head, like landed on the crown of his head. There was a top rope Poison Rana where Naito, who gave the Poison Rana, kind of landed on his head. And just such a good match. Ibushi, after having to pull out, I think, 3 Kamigoyes, gets the win. Finally wins the big one. Moves on to night 2 to face Jay White. Speaking of night 2, on to night 2. The 2 dark matches, they were Stardom showcase matches. I'm not too familiar with Stardom, so I can't really give any thoughts on them. But I hear nothing but great things about Stardom. I want to get into Stardom. It's just I don't really know how to go out of my way to watch it. But night 1 kicked off with the Fatal 4-Way match for the provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2021 trophy between Bushi, Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, and Toru Yano. It was a silly match. It was fun. It started out with a homage to the finger poke of doom and just tons of shenanigans throughout. It ends when Fale and Chase Owens are lifting up the referee in a threatening fashion, and Toru Yano just comes, hits him with a double low blow, and then pins Bushi, who they just hit with a big double team move, and he keeps the trophy. Yay! We all love Yano. And then we had the junior heavyweight tag title match, which was Ryusuke Taguchi and Master Wato defending against Desperado and Kanemaru. I like Wato. Wato's interesting. I like Taguchi. Taguchi's funny. Taguchi's also very good. And I love Desperado, and I like Kanemaru. This match was very good. It wasn't on the level of the heavyweight tag title match, and I think that just knocks it down a little because the counterpart match was so good that this match just had a lot to live up to, and it just didn't. There were some sloppy portions, but at the end, Desperado and Kanemaru keep the titles. They've had a stranglehold on those titles for a while. Like, they'll lose them for a bit, like to Roppongi 3K or someone, but then they'll like almost always win them back. They are like the kings of that junior tag division, and they have been for like 2 years. And then we had my favorite match of either night. My boy, my early pick for the G1 Climax this year, Shingo Takagi, defending the Never Openweight title against another one of my boys, Jeff Cobb. This was amazing. It was so stiff. It was so hard-hitting. Shingo is so compact, but he's so powerful. Like, he came in as a junior. Like, I don't, like, you look at him and you can't fathom that that he'd be a junior heavyweight. He's just too big. He's like not big, but like muscular and wide. And he and Jeff Cobb just hit each other so hard. It was wince-inducing. But the story and the selling and just everything. He got him up and stalled him for Made in Japan. Jeff Cobb is nearly 300 pounds and he stalled him in the air. And then he got him up on his shoulders for Last of the Dragon. The best, probably most protected finisher in New Japan right now is Last of the Dragon. And Shingo hit it. 1, 2, 3. Still, your never open weight champion. Fantastic match. Then we had the battle of former tag team partners, former stablemates. We had Evil, your former, well, a former now IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Champion versus the man on the precipice of challenging for those titles, on the precipice of being main event, Sonata. This match was good. It was a Sonata style match. They catered it to Sonata, which they absolutely should have. Especially if they're going to go the path that it seems. It was a showcase for Evil too. Evil hasn't had a great year as far as, quality and fanfare goes, but he showed something in this match. He held his own. It was a lot of Bullet Club, specifically Evil and Dick Togo style, just interference and interference and interference and interference and weapons and low blows and weapons. But it helped tell the story. It helped get Sonata over. And in the end, Sonata wins. Sonata locked in skull end, got him to where he was just about to pass out, let go, up to the top, moonsault, 1, 2, 3. And then we had the co-main event for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. You have the ace of the division, Hiromu Takahashi, challenging the champion, the man who he has always struggled to defeat, Taiji Ishimori. And my God, this match was incredible. Like, you have the pure intensity and adrenaline of Hiromu and the speed and quickness and hard hitting and strength of Ishimori. And they meld so well. They have such good chemistry. I've never seen them put on anything less than a fantastic match, and this was no different. These two just laid it all out there, and everything was pitch point perfect. And Hiromu gets the win, as he should have. But the story was Ishimori being so desperate to get out of the shadow, to go ahead in the division. Even though he's champion, he's second. Because everyone loves Hiromu, including myself. I love Hiromu. Hiromu's the best. But the story is so organic. It's the champion trying to prove that he is better than the challenger, not the other way around. And he couldn't on this night. And then we have the main event for the double belts, Kota Ibushi against Jay White in the longest match in Tokyo Dome history. They went 48 minutes, and it was beautiful. Jay White is the best heel on the planet. Jay White cuts off babyface offense better than anyone. I have ever seen. The quickness he cuts it off, the intensity in which he cuts it off, the effectiveness in which he cuts off offense. He'll cut off comebacks, he'll cut off finishers. He can make you feel for his opponent. He can make you want to see his opponent come back and win. He is so hateable. He is so detestable. He is the perfect heel. He is the perfect foil for Kota Ibushi in any match. And when Kota Ibushi went to that place, like, he just gets that blank expression on his face and he becomes pretty impervious to pain. And Jay White just kept going at him and at him and at him and at him and at him. And at first you're thinking, what are they doing? They're making him look like an idiot. But that was all part of the long con of Jay White and Gato. To hit the low blow, take the advantage, and come so close in the closing stretches to winning. But Ibushi was just too much. Hit a Kamigoye to the back of the head, which was sick. And then one to the front. 1, 2, 3. Your winner. Leaving with the double belts. Kota Ibushi. Then after the match, it seems we've set up Kota's first challenger, which will be Sonata. And I think that's a perfect first challenger coming out of Wrestle Kingdom for Ibushi. I think they'll put on fantastic matches. They have put on fantastic matches. And it's going to be just incredible. I love New Japan. I loved Wrestle Kingdom. This is going to be tough to beat for Show of the Year. Just the story told from night 1 to night 2 was just amazing. They did it again. They'll probably outdo it next year. They always outdo themselves. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. And be on the lookout for more Day 1 content. Because we here at Full Scale Sports are dedicated to giving you the best content. Thank you, and good night.